Welcome to House Seats Presents. Woohoo!
Yo!
Oh, look, now we hear clapping. I'm so excited the audience decided to show up because Becca and I were a little nervous prior to the show. I'm like, there's nobody there. I was telling her, I was like, oh, we have a whole bunch of people. I'm like, where is everyone? They're here. There's Keely. There's Jason. Oh, there's Eiler. Woo!
Yeah.
And Andy hiding in the back. We have Becca Kötte today. Woohoo! From Rock of Ages.
Yes.
And multiple places. Hi.
True. Hi.
We have been trying to get this one on the show because and I can tell already we're going to have way too much fun. Because we already popped our bottle of champagne before the show even started. Cheers to you. Absolutely. Because clearly we didn't have enough champagne last night. So I'm still wearing the jacket from last night.
And I'm breaking my cardinal rule of not having booze the day of the show.
Yeah. Well, you ditched your Starbucks for champagne. Thank you.
I had my upper and now I'm having my down.
Well, this is a good one. This is brought to you by DW Bistro. What? Plug for the all-day mimosas at brunch. Sorry.
Best brunch ever, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And my fiance and I, we try to get into new places and we can't do it. We're just like, this is the best.
You text me last week. We were out of town and you text me that you were going to be in there last Sunday. So you went.
Yep, we went.
I'm so bummed I missed you.
He's boring. He gets the chicken and waffles every single time.
That's
but I usually,
boring. What do you eat?
I get the special. I got the Benedict, the eggs Benedict that had the fried chicken
over the
and
cornbread.
The cornbread thing. Oh my God. So good.
That's delicious. Low calorie DW.
Totally.
I hear they have these pins now that they can laser and find out how many calories are in something.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Don't invent this shit. Nobody wants that. Because I think none of our food is low cal.
It's like putting a breathalyzer on your keychain. Like nobody wants to know.
Nobody really wants to know.
We don't want to know.
This moment is brought to you by Uber. We Ubered everywhere yesterday, by the way. So, my dear Becca, we always at the top of the show do like a weekend roundup. And so we kind of talk about what we did over the weekend. So I'm wearing this jacket still because I'm sort of still not awake from last night. We went to the Billboard Music Awards last night. It was so much fun.
I'm jealous.
Oh my God. So I will give you a little recap of the very first Billboard Music Awards I remember. Because of course they used to be, I think they've moved them progressively later, but they used to be in December or January. They did them here in Vegas. Because the first time I remember I worked on them and I was a Greg Brady. So they did this whole spoof on Eminem, who's the real Greg Brady? Yeah, Scott remembers this.
Won't the real Greg Brady please stand up?
That's what we had to do. So we stormed the stage with these awful wigs and these, really tight shirts and pants and stuff. I'm sure there's a photo lingering around on the internet. And we did this. And so I remember Billboard Music Awards, and the production quality of the show wasn't always so awesome. Yeah. Sorry, producers. But over the years, they've tended to get better. And Jason, my partner on the audience, he keeps me young. And keeps me entertained with artists I probably would never have gone to see.
Yeah.
And so we went because Britney Spears was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. At 30
Impressive for a 30-something, yeah.
I know. But 140 albums, 140 million albums.
I think it's an achievement that she's still around.
Yes.
We can say that.
And you know what? She put on a hell of a show. She opened the show.
Yeah.
So you can see, you can see her carried away by the bands.
I saw her I went to a show at PH, yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
She was great. And I mean, obviously we didn't expect her to be singing, so that was good. At least I knew that going
into it. And last night she did not disappoint.
Yeah. But she looks fierce and she her energy was she was great.
Oh, you can hear a lot in there. Dang, I hear all kinds of, is that booing in the ear? I can't tell what that is. Oh, you know what? But she killed it. She did Toxic. And I will tell you, probably with the advent of the new T-Mobile Arena, which is quite awesome.
Amazing. I saw Guns N' Roses.
Oh, you went to, oh, nice.
Yeah.
She is an 80s chick. I read a lot about you, literally love 80s music.
Oh my gosh.
There's no more.
Well, I wouldn't have missed Axl Rose sitting on a throne. Yeah. Did you hear about that?
I heard.
And it was the same, it was from somebody else who had broken their foot too.
Yeah.
They had used Foo Fighters, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had already had it, and he
Right.
I have a picture on my phone somewhere, but
oh my gosh.
they built oh my gosh.
They built his throne.
They built a throne for Axl. It was amazing.
But the show was awesome, I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean,
his voice is insane.
Yeah.
I can't even I have to work hard to maintain my voice at 29.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
You're 29?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love you. Scott just reminded us he has underwear that old. Listen, you get a Lifetime Achievement just for being here. Here's a Lifetime Achievements at a young age.
Sure.
Becca. She has an umlaut in her name.
I do.
Okay, so did I say that wrong? Umlaut or
Umlaut.
Kötte.
Kötte is what they decided to start saying when they moved over to Minnesota. Right, but in Norway, it's technically Kötte.
Kötte.
Like Kötte.
Kötte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we have Demi Lovato. Now this was cool for the stage presence, and I know you have this DVR'd at home. You haven't. We're not going to give you all the spoilers.
You can if you want. It's okay.
Well, I had to learn who some of these people were because they have. I know the songs. I've heard the songs. You have the Tovlo and Nick Jonas song "Closer," which I feel.
Wait, what? She
does the. We're gonna sing this. I'm not even gonna attempt this. But they start out, her and Nick Jonas start out really close in this video, like about as close as we are, and just sort of move back and remove items of clothing.
Oh, that sounds super artistic.
I think Becca did warn us that her boob might come out of her shirt today. So.
I know, it is a little bit of a...
Well, there's a lot of clapping going on in the audience. You can tell there's a lot of straight men in the house. I know. Sorry.
Who doesn't love tasteful
who doesn't love
side
boobies?
boobs?
Side boobies. And there's Scott. I apologize in advance for that. A vote. Mm-hmm. And then they turned the stage after Nick Jonas and am I saying her name right? Tovlo.
I think so.
So Demi Lovato on the other side of that. And she was doing one of her hits. Oh. You can clearly I know the song. But there was so much pyrotechnics in the show yesterday. A lot. They obviously evidently used T-Mobile Arena to the fullest. I mean, Britney had pyro. Ariana Grande had pyro.
Was it in like a distracting way?
No, in a really awesome,
in a cool way.
Yeah, really cool.
Good.
I was almost fearing for their hair. Because a lot of times you see video malfunctions.
If it's weave, you never know if that's.
And there you go.
You get that synthetic stuff out there. You don't know what's going to happen.
You're going to fly right out of there. Mm-hmm. Whoops. And then who brought the house down? There's two people I thought really deserved medals from the show yesterday. One was Rihanna for actually singing.
I heard.
Among other people. Rihanna here. I don't even know the song, but I know I'm looking out over here. Everybody knows the song. All right, anyway. Rihanna. We should do a set list.
That's not
Rihanna.
A Man's World, is it? Is that what she was singing? It sounded like it.
Is that what
it
is?
Bluesy. I don't know.
She sang her heart out, and one of my friends actually texted me that it was like channeling Whitney Houston at the show.
That.
She actually belted out, and it wasn't. She didn't have the hugest production quality. It was all about the quality of the voice, and she really.
But
really
I wish that people would do more of that because, and especially with like. A lot of people got into the industry originally because they could sing.
Right.
So, if you could do it in the first place, why not continue to do that?
Right.
I don't know.
And
we know that Rihanna can put on a show. Yeah. So, why not?
Why not just put yourself out there voice-wise?
Exactly.
And then the other, of course, so you can cue that up, Scott, is Celine Dion.
Oh.
I mean, we'll just pause. First off, everyone in the audience was silent almost the whole performance that she gave. Because she did, and her dress was, I'm getting chills right now. Ugh. So she did The Show Must Go On, which you can hear. You can hear a pin drop in the room. And she performed that with Lindsey Sterling alongside playing violin. Yeah, you can see right here. So the screen behind you is all masked and then it comes in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
show quality
badass.
For her. Awesome. Yes. And she, I let it go right back to Demi Lovato as our place marker. She brought the house down, and then her son came out and gave her the award. She got an Icon Award and her son actually brought it out to her.
Oh, that's
so she
sweet.
broke down, and but everyone in the audience was just so supportive, and it was a beautiful thing to see her on stage. And you know what? I think honestly, I've seen her show a number of times, and I think it's probably making her voice stronger because she's singing for him. She dedicated the award to him, obviously, at the end of thanking everyone, and I'm sure she's pulling that energy with her.
You don't
every
have to fake anything.
No.
And how can you get nervous? This is how I feel. Like, how can you really get nervous when you're confident in the story that you're telling? Yeah. Because then you don't have to pull it. You're like, oh, am I gonna have the energy? No, you never worry about any of that. It just comes from the heart. I don't know.
And now she's going to pull that from that place every night. Because he was there every night watching the show. The few times I saw the show, they always put us in these seats right behind the sound booth, and he always stood right there during the entire show to watch. So he was quite an interesting man. But yeah, she kudos to you for that, Celine. That show was amazing. And then of course the finale. There's a lot of talk on the social media about Madonna's. First of all, I love the song. Obviously, Prince wrote the song. They skipped Becca. They didn't call Becca for that
They
number.
didn't call me.
Well, they couldn't find Sinead, because I think she was lost. I think she was like a missing person for a while. That was on the Twitter feed last week.
Oh, no.
But so they found Madonna, and please don't sing a Prince song. Please sing a Prince written song, which I thought was I thought that was actually pretty tasteful.
Yeah.
I mean, they did Purple Rain at the end with Stevie Wonder. He came out, and the whole audience sang along, so they could mask Madonna's not being able to sing. Ouch! I'm never going to have her as a guest on my show. Sorry, Wayne. But she actually, the song was beautiful, and I think it really paid homage to him in a way that, no one really could. She came out in a purple outfit. It was a purple chair. The musicians were fabulous. But it was a nice audience bring together moment because everybody will remember where they were when Prince died, and everybody, I think one of the things that is interesting about shows, especially award shows, when they have the ability to put on, like they did for David Bowie and for you, they can really bring an audience together because we all knew where we were in that song. We can feel the energy together. Had the wristbands, everything was lit up in purple. So, and 20,000 fans out there with the purple light. It is very moving, no matter who's singing it. So.
And we lost a lot of people this year.
We did. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, there was too many. And, this is obviously the first award show, prior to his passing. And so that brings us full circle to where this little one performs, because she performs in the old 3121 Prince studio or theater at Rock of Ages.
I have his old dressing room.
Wow.
I just got the chills. I'm pretty sure the carpet is the same from when it was like the upholstery.
Don't ever use a black light in there.
No, I would never.
I mean, I'm just saying there's probably a little bit of
never lie down on the floor.
No. Is it shag carpet?
It's like, it's like this color. It's like the color of this table, and it's like...
yeah, right.
A lot of history in that room. But it's good. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
So it's our new digs.
Yeah. And so... You came about to the... Oh, look at you.
Look at that.
Clearly, she may wardrobe malfunction here today. These are some hot pictures that we got. I was this morning when I'm sending the photos, I'm seeing them. I'm like, wow, dang, Becca's a hottie. It reminds us of Dre's last night after party because it was mostly all female.
See, more non-clothing.
Yeah. You have nice shoulders.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And
thanks.
Wow. Becca is epic because these are all from your epic record.
Some of them, too. Yeah, about half and half. This one is from a photo shoot I did for the jewelry line that I represent.
She has many facets we're going to get into here.
Yeah.
So you moved here for Rock of Ages, did you not? Or?
Pretty much, yeah. In a way, yes. I will say because I was in music over here. I was in New York. I came, and not a lot of people know this, but. The short answer is I moved here for the show.
Yeah.
But really, I came to Vegas before that because my brother-in-law passed away, like super suddenly. And he was a fighter pilot.
Okay.
Was best friends with my now fiance. So I came out here because my sister and brother-in-law were living in Vegas. The accident was in Vegas.
Yeah.
I came out to help out my sister because my little niece was 9 months old when it happened. So I came out and my sister and I essentially started co-parenting this baby together. And I contemplated going back to New York a couple different times, but then it made the decision easier once the Rock of Ages thing came along, and then I ended up staying. So I came out to help out my family, ended up meeting my fiance through my brother-in-law. Anyway, long story short,
You, again... One of the things, and I bring this up every week, one of the things we talk about is that literally there are no accidents, and it's definitely the law of attraction into play where you really put out what it is you're looking for, and the world just sort of answers you that way.
Absolutely.
And something as beautiful as that.
And it just wasn't, at the time I was living in New York and waitressing and not loving my life. Yeah. And this accident happened, and it wasn't a question for me. I was like, of course I'm going to pick up my life and come help out my sister and raise this baby. And, so the next year or so, that was what my life was devoted to. Yeah, and then the door opened for Rock of Ages, and I was there and I was available and I went right in. So
what was the audition process like for the producers of that show? I mean, how did the audition process go for you?
I auditioned originally and didn't get cast.
Okay.
And that was for the whole creative team. And then a few months later, they needed a replacement, and that was how I got called in. And Kelly Devine and Kristen Hange had seen me perform, and they I think I kind of got on their radar so that when this position became available in Rock of Ages, I was already on their mind and kind of scooted right in. Mm-hmm. And then when Carrie St. Louis moved to Broadway, because I was originally cast as an understudy. Yep. So I was Carrie's understudy for almost a year. Carrie moved to the Broadway production in New York. And again, Kristen and Kelly had seen me do the role because I think Carrie was on vacation or something when they happened to be there noting the show. So I was just kind of right place, right time. And they'd seen me do the role. And she went to Broadway and I moved up. So, yeah.
And you can see Becca on the billboards around town. That's you.
It's Carrie.
Oh, it is. I'm going to go with you.
And she looks great.
Mm-hmm. It looks like
but
you.
They did the ad. I know, and everybody says that. Like a friend actually texted me yesterday. She drove through town. She was like, "You're on the billboard." I was like, "No, I'm not." But she, they did. I remember being a little pissed at that moment too because they did that photo shoot like 2 weeks before Carrie went to Broadway. So I was like, I was like, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And it looks great. And so why would they change it? Because Justin's on there still. Yeah, Justin's on there and Carrie, and then John Hall, who was Stacey Jack's like a year or two ago.
Right.
So.
And you started at the Venetian, right? That was where we started at the Rock of Ages.
It opened in January. I joined the cast in April. Okay. And so I was really close to being there when it started, and then did the show there until it closed at the Venetian this January, and then we reopened at the end of the month at the Rio. Yeah.
And it's a fun show. I mean, if you really are, we took Jason, my partner, we took his sisters to see it, and that was the first time I saw it. And Mark Chinook was there. Yes. He was what's that name? What's his character? Lonnie.
Yep.
And definitely gets the audience going. And most of the audience the entire time is either standing up, singing along, part of the whole process, because we all know even the one song that I even commented on the Facebook posting that is not my favorite song in the world, the Journey song. We all know. We could all probably sing together. Maybe we'll do it at the end. We won't even mention the name of the song right now. No, I'm just kidding. But it's actually so fun for the audience to be a part of because it's very interactive that way.
Yeah.
And that's so fun for a Broadway show to be in that, vein.
I have two sisters in their 40s, and that just takes them immediately back.
Right.
I mean, I was born in the 80s, but they were in their they were like teenagers, 20-year-old, when all of that music came out, and so I can only imagine like what it would be like the equivalent of someone coming out with like a jukebox musical of 90s songs for me. Yeah. And which I'm sure hopefully somebody is doing it, and can I be in it? Thanks.
What would it be entailing of?
I don't know.
Fighters music?
Like Jagged Little Pill or something.
Hey!
Actually, I heard they were going to try to make that into a musical.
That would be really nice.
And I don't know.
We tried.
Yeah. But it was in workshops or something. So I think, I don't know.
Well, your sound, and Scott and I were talking about this when we were listening to your song, your album. Yeah. It has that sort of sound in there. So you're obviously definitely influenced a lot by that music for your...
Someone said for one of my, the title track, Epic, actually Justin mentioned, he was like, it's kind of like a Tori Amos feel. Or
Fiona Apple, you were saying.
Yeah. So
nice.
And I'm working on some new stuff now with Andy Gerald, who did this whole album with me, and he's one of the guitarists in Rock of Ages. He's awesome. He used to play with Marilyn Manson, so he's pretty incredible. But it's funny that like the two of us are able to collaborate because I am not in the metal world at all, or like the hard rock stuff at all. So it's fun to work with him, and we're working on some new stuff that's a little bit more it's got a little bit more pop, almost country feel to it. Okay. More pop than country. But it's different from what this first one was.
Well, and it's so nice that there's so many great musicians in town that can.
Oh my gosh, we produced this in his house, in his studio, in his house, and people. I almost feel guilty because people spend like tens of thousands of dollars getting somebody to produce their album, and I was like, I did it for free with my friend.
Yeah.
But like, it's so cool to work with someone like him because he has something to bring to the table that I can't, and vice versa. And we just have that mutual respect there, which is
and the
cool.
knowledge of the industry. I think that's really where a lot of people don't realize the talent pool that's in Vegas and what they've done.
Yeah.
And like even when we were at Alice the other night, and the musical director for Showstoppers was in the audience, and he plays the music for Family Guy. He plays the piano.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like there's all this amazing talent in Vegas and all the things that they do. And now to bring me to the other night, we went to Monday's Dark for the first time.
Yeah.
And you guys did new school, old school.
Yes.
Music. And you came out and had done Alicia Keys.
Yes, I did. If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys.
And that was my first time at Monday's Dark. And I love, the talent on stage. You had the former, I don't remember her name, but the former, she was a former American Idol. Michaela, I think that was her name.
That sounds right.
And then, is that right?
I had to run in at the end because
if you're watching.
I know. I had to run in. I never get to see the whole thing because I have to do Rock of Ages and then run over.
There was a couple of you that had to do that. I think, like the Savannah.
Travis,
she had to run off.
Oh, no, Travis.
Savannah Smith.
Yeah.
She was literally on a break. Between sets at the Tropicana to come over to do her song and then go right back. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Dedication.
Yeah.
But the show was awesome, and I love that has been put together. And you've since worked with Mark now on the opening of Intrigue, and you guys and Mark's moved on from Rock of Ages, but he's definitely a busy man.
I'm so proud of him. Yeah. Who would have thought that he would have come? For those of you who've seen the show, he used to play the narrator, Lonnie, and to come to town for something like that, and then turn into what his role in this community. It's incredible. I'm so proud of him. Yeah. Like, who thinks in their mind, like, oh, I'm playing this funny little character in Rock of Ages. Like, I think I'm going to create the city's biggest charity event.
But you guys,
I'm going to open a nightclub.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No.
But it's so fun, and it's been really fun to support him along the way. He's like a brother to me. But
you guys have, I read somewhere you guys have done that with the show. The show has been your vehicle. I mean, you've met some large talents like, Debbie Gibson and you guys have performed for Dee Snider, and you guys have done large scale things with your show that has allowed you the opportunity to be in front of people, you might not normally have been able to be with.
Yeah, that, and I think it's allowing us to pursue all of these other things that we like to do. It's almost like you spend so much time auditioning and doing that thing. And then when you actually book a job, it's like you're on vacation and now you can do all of these other things. It is. I mean, the work, getting a job like Rock of Ages, it has, honest to God, been like a 3-year vacation for me because I've been able to, I set aside the 2.5 hours at night, but then during the day it's open to do whatever I want. Yeah. So, it's been making music and doing this little company.
Becca has a jewelry company that she works with.
Yes.
And you employ the people that make the jewelry. You empower women. Tell us about that. Tell us about how that started and what it represents, and when someone buys, where the proceeds go, and what you're talking about. Tell us about that.
Totally. Okay. So for people
and do a plug for where to find it.
I will. Yes. I will. So for people who have not heard of it before, it's called Noonday Collection. Okay. And it was a company started about 5 years ago. Our founder, her name is Jessica Honegger, and she was over in Africa doing, she was adopting her son. She was over there. That was her purpose. And she met this married couple, these artisans who made all these paper bead jewelry pieces in Uganda. Yeah. And she was so inspired by them. And she was like, I want to help you. And so to raise funds for the adoption process, which is crazy expensive. And I don't,
there we go.
There we go. Yeah. That's our homepage.
Good job, Scott.
So, he's got noondaycollection.com pulled up. But so she just was so inspired by the work that these artisans were doing. And she thought, like, how can I be of service to these people who have this ability and who are making these beautiful things, but nowhere to sell them? Because, what sort of marketplace is there in areas of Uganda to buy jewelry for fun, And, so she carried it back over the States and started selling it to her friends in Austin, Texas. And it became such a success that she put her head together with one of her business partners. And now there are over 1,200 women doing what I do in the States, which is we hold events, we hold trunk shows, we have them in people's homes, we do them in coffee shops, we do them at like large scale vendor events and stuff. And my job is to basically create a marketplace for these women and men who are making these pieces all over the world. We have artisans in 13 different countries. Wow. So it started with just that one married couple in Uganda. They have over 350 employees now.
Oh my goodness.
And just last year, they were able to open a nursery in their little workplace. And so they, like, the moms can bring their kids to work, and it's just so cool.
You've changed the landscape in Uganda with these companies.
Yes.
That's
my
so
gosh.
Cool.
Well,
there you go.
and we work with an artisan group in Ethiopia where a lot of the women are coming out of prostitution.
Sure.
Some of them because they didn't have a choice, some because they thought it was their only choice.
Yeah.
And really what our company is all about is teaching people that there is a dignified lifestyle out there, and you can flourish for a lifetime. And it's not just, we don't just donate money to these people. Right. We help them get their craft and hone in on their craft, and it empowers them because they have a job. And I think it hits home for me because I'm an artist as well. And the only reason I have a job is because somebody gave me a chance and somebody believed in me, and they saw my talent, and they were like, oh, we're going to let her do her thing. And so it's overwhelming to think that I have the ability to, just by telling these women's stories, give them this platform to shine. Yeah. Because they already have the skill and they already have the passion. It's just about saying, like, you can do this. Like, go forth.
Do they find out more about this on your websites and things like that? Or can we host events like at DW?
Absolutely.
Like at the new marketplace coming up? We can do this. Yeah, no,
absolutely.
This is cool.
So
I like
we do the trunk shows in person.
Okay.
And we're always looking for people who would want to do that.
Yeah, nice.
And but you can also purchase online. So it's just BeccaKotte.noondaycollection.com.
Cody with an umlaut. Just kidding. No. If you can't find the umlaut on your computer, trust me, I tried this morning. I had to cut and paste it to send it to Scott, your name.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's,
nice.
and it's
cool.
about making women in the States feel beautiful too. Yeah. Not just women all over. Yeah. And so, because I feel.
Because you're wearing that.
I'm wearing
your earrings.
So these
right
ones,
here.
these are my favorite earrings ever.
Those earrings are fun.
They're called the feathered fringe earrings, and they are made out of leather in India. Yeah, and then
I smell gifts coming.
This one, one right here. I don't know if you can see. This one is this is carved out of water buffalo horn in Vietnam.
Too. Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah.
I hear you also have a thing for middle of the night Amazon purchase. I have to give a little backstory. So we were working on, she did one of our set lists with us. She did Slippery When Wet, Bon Jovi last year. And we were at Channel 3 all sitting around waiting to go on the morning newscast. And I think we were talking about Postmates and websites. And
because I didn't know what it was. And you were educating me.
Addicted to Postmates. Well, she's addicted to middle of the night drunken Amazon.com purchases, which I think you have one sitting at your house this morning.
Yeah.
Tell us how that happened.
I found out.
And you know what? Let's just watch the champagne today. Take it away. No, go ahead. Sorry.
So
she's been buying right now on the show.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my. Don't watch your left hand. Yes.
This morning I found out that I had purchased Gwyneth Paltrow's new cookbook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a brunch book or something? I feel like
I haven't opened it yet, but it's called It's All Easy, which is hilarious because I'm like, well,
nothing about her life looks easy.
It's easy for you,
babe. No. I think we read somewhere she had Jay. What was it? What did Gwyneth Paltrow have, like a $12,000 brunch or something? Or I don't know. There was something on TMZ about her having like a brunch that was like $12,000. So it's really easy to be you, Gwyneth, when you're doing a cookbook.
Well, and I had to know more. I was like, I need to know what she thinks is so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, but we'll probably have to pick. Well, let us know how that book is.
Yeah.
Make a recipe and drive it by DW.
Totally.
Well, we are out of time, my darling, but congratulations first off on your wedding coming up in July.
Yeah.
So you can see Becca, the show 7 nights a week at the Rio, at the Rock of Ages Theater.
Yep.
She is in the show 6 nights a week. Don't miss her she's out on Sundays.
I'm out on Sundays.
And she'll be out later on Getting Married in July. But cheers to you, my darling. So
cheers.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Oh, and it's loud. I'm sorry, everybody. Love ya. See you next week.